Hi fun family! So today I'm doing a different type of video. This video is basically about what it's like to get a foster care placement, a brand new placement in your home, all the things that you have to do by a certain amount of time. So typically if you're getting a non-medical kid, so a healthy kid, a lot of times it's like you might have 1 day notice, but sometimes you only have a couple hours notice, and they'll usually call you or text you asking you if you are able to take the child, if you have an open space. If you are able to, a lot of times it's literally like the child's dropped off on your doorstep, so whatever they come with, they come with. And then you have to get them medical care within a certain couple days, and then dental care and things like that. With medically complex kids, it is a little different. A lot of times these kids come from the hospital and have been treated there for a significant amount of time. And how complex the kid is will determine how long you have to train with them. So like our very first kiddo we got 6 years ago, she was trach and ventilator and G-tube. I was already a nurse working with trach and ventilator dependent kids, so I was well versed in her care, but I did, as we visited her continuously in the hospital, I helped Steven learn those skills, and he had to be delegated for those things. And then we had to spend 3 days at the hospital doing all her cares to like prove to them that we, could take care of this medically complex child. Now at this point that hospital really knows us and they know our skill set, and so usually when we get a kid from them now, it's pretty streamlined. It's pretty much quicker. It's more just like learn that child's routine and what's going on with that child, and then and then we set up appointments and things like that for follow-up care. This particular child we are getting today is actually at a different hospital though. She's at the other children's hospital in Portland. So it's a hospital that's not familiar with me because all my other kids have been from the other hospital. So this will be a good learning experience for me because it's a different hospital system than what I'm used to. So I did have to do a little online training. I do have a nursing license though, so I, under my nursing license, can run her 2 feedings and things like that, but they did have me do a little online training, kind of check the boxes, but I think that they know I'm well versed in the feedings. So also when you get a kiddo, so basically we stopped by Target the other day, and then we got a couple things. We got, first of all, a notebook, a 3-ring binder to put all of her her medical information in, all her any paper records we get, any after visit summaries we get, her medication administration record that we have to fill out every day, will all go in there. So and I'll decorate it with her name. That's just to keep things organized. And then we grabbed a couple notebooks. So these are really good to, I use one to communicate with biological parents. That way I can write a note in it when the child's going to a visit so that they can know how their child's doing, or if I have any questions to ask them, or if they have any questions to ask me. And it really goes a long way with building rapport with the biological parents, because they want to be in the loop, what's going on with their child, and they want to feel comfortable with who's taking care of their child too. So so we do the communication book. It's really helpful. And we got a second notebook to anything I need to record or write down for the child. I did set up a crib for her, and I'm not sure if we're gonna possibly end up switching it to a bed instead, but I have this is to hook her feed pump to, and I just put clean sheets and some comfort items, but obviously we will go to the store and get her own things once she's here and we get to know what she likes and doesn't like. We basically make sure we have what she needs for the night, but we within a few days make sure we go to the store to let her pick out her own things. That's something that really helps kids feel comfortable, because if we went to the store and got everything, we don't know her that well. We don't know her at all yet. So I think that one big thing that's really helpful is just the child being able to pick out their own special things and their own comfort items and things like that, because we don't know what she likes yet. I did clear a drawer right here to put, I do have quite a bit of clothes from when Naomi was this child's size. And so I did go through our bins and find some really cute clothes. And I have a whole bin of clothes in her size. So she can pick out what outfits she wants, but we'll also obviously go to the store and pick out some new clothes too. And then I'll show you kind of downstairs what I had to do to set up. Also, I was gonna say that this whole side will be her side for her clothes, but this is just the first night. Basically, it's a lot of like preparing the best you can, but also knowing things will have to be adjusted and adapted. Like, you set up the bed the way you think she will need, but you likely will have to change it. Currently, the bed is in our room because the child needs a lot of supervision, but it might end up being that she will end up being able to be in her own room. We don't know. We don't know until she gets here, until we learn her what she needs. So yeah, and then also for kids who have high medical complexities, there is medical supply companies that you have to deal with. So like Naomi has a trach and ventilator, so she deals with Northwest Medical. They bring supplies for her ventilator and all her respiratory supplies basically every month, and I contact them and order it. For Felix, he has a feeding pump and a G-tube, so he has a different, it's called DME, Durable Medical Equipment Company. He has a different company for his tube feeding supplies, and then this child actually has a different, she also has a feeding tube, but she has a different company that I'll be dealing with, and that I have been in contact with them today. They're gonna be delivering her her tube feeding supplies later today, but I'll kind of just show you where those are gonna go. Okay, so in our medical supply cabinets, I just kind of cleared a drawer for now to put some of her syringes and tube feeding bags, and then I have a lock on this here. So I'm gonna clear one of these shelves, probably this one, to put her boxes of formula in here. So yeah. And then, so in a little bit, I'm gonna head to the hospital to pick her up, and I'll let you know how it goes. Hi guys, it's actually a couple days later. It's been an eventful few days, but we got kiddo here. The very first night that she was here, her NG tube actually was clogged for the very first feeding we tried to do. So that was a little difficult because we didn't have the right supplies delivered from the medical supply company. We actually just got the supplies from the medical supply company just now. We didn't have the right supplies to unclog it, and we almost had to take her back to the hospital to have a new one put in, but then I remembered an old trick I used to use when I worked in geriatrics, was to use Coca-Cola to unplug the NG tube. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of that before, but basically something in Coca-Cola, I think maybe the acid in it or something, can help dissolve the whatever's plugging the tube. Those tubes are just tiny, itty bitty, and they plug so incredibly easy. So yeah, but thankfully we got it unplugged and was able to give her feeding, and everything was good. So yeah, I just now got the supplies. She's doing good. She's having, some struggles, and we're just kind of working through it. She really likes Steven, so that's really good. He's able to get her to go outside and play a little bit and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of how it's going with our new kiddo. And we just got the feeding supplies. Thankfully, we had some supplies from previous kiddos that we have fostered with feeding tubes. So we had those supplies, so we have been able to feed her the last couple of days. But I'm happy to have the supplies here. I'm gonna unpack this box. But thanks so much for watching, you guys. If you have any questions, you can always leave them in the comments. Bye-bye.